The world's largest engines. Depending on your definition of the word engine, the smallest consists of something the size of a speck of dust, while others are so enormous a healthy adult could easily fit in one cylinder. In this feature we'll be concentrating on the chunkier ones. House rules. With one unavoidable exception, each of them has powered a vehicle which can be driven on the road, and anything significantly under 8.0 liters is too tiddly for us to be bothered with. Bugatti Tourbillon, 8.3 liters. We'll get some idea of what is to follow by the fact that the 8.3-liter V16 engine in the Bugatti Tourbillon is both the smallest we're prepared to consider here and the largest fitted to any current production car. It's a new engine, developed by Cosworth, and is naturally aspirated, unlike the 4 turbos in the W16 of the car's predecessor, the Bugatti Chiron. It develops 986 bhp, while electric motors add another 789 bhp, to make a total of 1775 bhp. Unveiled in June 2024, full production has yet to start, but the car has an estimated top speed of 277 miles per hour. Dodge Viper, 8.4 liters. Until it was discontinued in 2017, the Dodge Viper had the world's largest production car engine. The V10 unit started out at 8.0 liters but was gradually enlarged to 8.4 liters. At that size it delivered 645 bhp. Bugatti Royale, 12.7 liters. The spectacularly luxurious Bugatti Royale, built at the rate of about 1 per year from 1927 to 1933, had a gigantic 8-cylinder engine measuring 12.7 liters. Intended mainly for customers who ran their own countries, the Royale was not itself a success as it was extremely expensive, sold mostly at a time of a global depression, but its engine was a hit. It was still powering French trains as late as the 1950s. Weinach Cobra, 12.8 liters. German company Weinach is passionate about very large engines. Perhaps its most famous product is an AC Cobra replica fitted with a V8 of 780 cubic inches, or just under 12.8 liters. The car's massive hood scoop was necessary simply to provide this monster with enough air to run at high revs. Without the help of turbocharging, it produced around 1100 bhp. The car's claimed 0-124 miles per hour time was 4.9 seconds. Pierce Arrow Model 66 and Peerless Model 60 to 13.5 liters. Pierce Arrow and Peerless were two of the great 3 petaseconds of the early American motor industry. The third, Packard, became the first car manufacturer to offer a V12 engine, but the others went in a different direction. The Pierce Arrow Model 66, pictured, and Peerless Model 60 were both fitted, before the First World War, with 13.5-liter engines of just 6 cylinders, and were so strong at low revs that they could be driven more or less everywhere in top gear. No larger unit has ever been fitted to a series production car. Cadillac 16, 13.6 liters. It took 90 years for Cadillac to catch up with Pierce Arrow and Peerless in terms of engine capacity, and even then it built only one car of this type. The 16 was a concept whose V16 engine, based on the GMLS, measured 13.6 liters. Maximum power was quoted at over 1000 bhp, but customers hoping for a taste of that would be disappointed. The 16 was strictly a concept, and it has not, so far, led to the development of a production model. Scania 730S, 16.4 liters. Improvements in the efficiency of heavy truck engines has led to a slight reduction in their average size, but there are still some behemoths. Scania's 730S V8, known until recently as the S730, comes in at 16.4 liters and produces as much power as its name suggests. Scania also produces a related but slightly smaller 16.3-liter V8 available in 3 power outputs from 520 bhp to 650 bhp. Godfather, 16.5 liters. Even in standard form, the Chevrolet Big Block V8 was not exactly petite, with an initial capacity of 5.7 liters. However, it has been taken a great deal further than that, most notably by Sonny Leonard, whose Godfather engine is loosely based on GM's original. Intended for drag racing in, for example, the IHRA Pro Stock or NHRA Top Sportsman classes. The Godfather breaks through the 1000 cubic inch barrier with a capacity of 1005 C or 16.5 liters. Naturally aspirated, it has been measured on a dyno at over 2100 bhp. Christie, 19.9 liters. Among other enthusiasms, John Walter Christie, 1865-1944, was an early adopter of front-wheel drive, and used it in the car he built for the 1907 French Grand Prix. Apparently unconcerned about torque steer, Christie also fitted a four-cylinder engine of tremendous size. At 19.9 liters, it was, and will almost certainly remain, the largest ever used in a Grand Prix. Unfortunately, the car lasted for only 4 laps, leaving Christie to travel from Dieppe back to New Jersey with little sense of accomplishment. His reception when he got back was reportedly quite frosty. Blitzen-Benz. 21.5 liters. In 1909, 6 examples of the Blitzen-Benz were built using basically the same engine with which Christian Laudenschläger, 1877-1954, had won the previous year's French Grand Prix, but enlarged from 15.1 to 21.5 liters. For a while, the Benz was the fastest car on the planet, and held the land speed record along with some less official titles. Designed primarily to go quickly in a straight line, it nevertheless also proved effective in circuit racing. Sunbeam 1000 horsepower, 22.4 liters X2, known as Mystery, or more irreverently as the Slug. This Sunbeam was fitted with 2 of the same company's Matabele Aero engines, each of them measuring 22.4 liters. The total power output is believed to have been slightly less than the car's name suggests at nearer 900 bhp, but the important point is that in February 1927 it met its brief of breaking the land speed record, driven by Henri Segrave, 1896-1930. Its two-way average speed of 203.79 miles per hour beat the previous mark by nearly 30 miles per hour. Golden Arrow. 23.9 liters. Another successful land speed record car, the Golden Arrow was fitted with a 23.9-liter Napier Lion engine which on its own produced at least as much power as 2 Sunbeam Matabeles. This, and a more obviously aerodynamic shape, allowed the Golden Arrow, once again driven by Henri Segrave, to raise the LSR, which had already been broken twice since the Sunbeam run, to 231.446 miles per hour in March 1929. Babs. 27.0 liters. Count Louis Zaborowski built several aero-engined racing cars in the 1920s, usually with the name Chitty Bang Bang. The fourth in the series was called the Higham Special and had the largest engine so far, a 27.0-liter V12 Liberty. After Zaborowski was killed racing in a Mercedes in 1924, the car was bought by J.G. Perry Thomas, who developed it, renamed it Babs and used it to raise the land speed record to 170 miles per hour in 1926. He was killed during another attempt the following year. In 1928, Ray Keech achieved 207.552 miles per hour in the White Triplex, which had 3 Liberty engines. His passion for speed killed him too, in 1929. Fiat S76 to 28.3 liters. The success of the Blitzen-Benz led Fiat in 1910 to build 2 examples of the formidable S76, nicknamed the Beast of Turin. Their engines, whose 4 cylinders measured nearly 7.1 liters each, have been said in the past to have come from airships, though it is now believed they were designed specially for the car. The S76 was fast enough to take the land speed record but never completed the necessary 2 runs in different directions within an hour. Both cars were once thought lost, but British enthusiast Duncan Pittaway has built and competed in a recreation using the chassis of one and the engine of the other. Bluebird. 37.0 liters. The last of the Bluebird land speed record cars run by Sir Malcolm Campbell, 1885-1948, used a supercharged 37.0-liter Rolls-Royce R engine designed for air racing but also found in high-speed boats. With a reported 2300 bhp at his disposal, Campbell raised the record to 272.46 miles per hour in February 1933, 276.816 miles per hour in March 1935 and finally 301.129 miles per hour 5 months after that. Having now broken the 300 miles per hour barrier, he decided to bring his fabulous career as a record breaker to an end. Packard Bentley, Mavis, 41.8 liters. Although his 24.0-liter Napier Bentley has been a real crowd pleaser at vintage car events for several years, owner Chris Williams apparently decided it wasn't extreme enough. In 2010 he completed the even more alarming Mavis, This is based on a 1930 Bentley 8-liter chassis and is fitted with a Packard 4M 2500 V12 engine, a marine version of an aircraft unit used in torpedo boats during the Second World War. Measuring 41.8 liters, it is believed to produce 1500 bhp. Brutus. 46.9 liters. Aero engine cars do not come more formidable than Brutus. Based on a pre-World War I American LaFrance chassis, it uses a BMW V motor measuring 46.9 liters. Designed in the 1920s, this was BMW's first V12 engine of any sort, offered with a choice of compression ratios and with outputs starting at over 600 bhp. It powered many aircraft and even an experimental propeller-driven railcar which achieved 143 miles per hour in 1931. Caterpillar 797F, 106 liters. The 20-cylinder 106-liter C175-20 diesel engine in the Caterpillar 797F produces nearly 4,000 bhp and, more importantly, an unworldly torque output of 16,474 pound-feet and is the largest found in any current mining truck. Other engines in the sector act as generators for electric motors, but this one drives the rear wheels through a 7-speed automatic gearbox. The diesel-electric Belaz 75,710 giant truck, from Belarus, is physically larger than the 797F, and indeed all other rivals, and has a greater overall capacity. However, this is spread across two engines which, at 65 liters each, are far smaller than the single unit in the Caterpillar. MAN B and W11G95MEC9, 5 to 26,977 liters. The total capacity of all the engines mentioned so far is 476.6 liters, which as far as the shipping industry is concerned is what you'd expect to find under the hood of a Fiat 500. Most sources suggest that that largest engine in the world is the 25,300-liter Wärtsilä Sulzer RTA 96C, but in fact it's considerably smaller than the snappily named MAN B and W11G95MEC 9.5. According to MAN, a German company ultimately owned by Volkswagen, this gigantic two-stroke engine measures 26,977 liters and delivers 103,000 of horsepower. This MAN engine propels the vast Swiss-Italian container ship MSC Jade. Built in 2016, the Jade can carry 19,224 standard containers, cruising at 18 knots, 21 miles per hour. At 1,306 feet in length, it's one of the world's largest container ships. The longest is only 7 feet longer, and is 18% longer than the U.S. Navy's latest Gerald Ford-class fleet aircraft carriers. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.